I used to be a Sunday school teacher. I think that's something that not a lot of people know about me, even my close friends. Now, I don't really attend church anymore. I'm not really religious, but the act of teaching Sunday school taught me a lot about myself and a lot of disciplines that I use pretty much every day, especially on this YouTube channel. The age group that we looked after were 5 and 6 year olds, and we used to teach Bible concepts to this group, which was pretty much preschool, which is very hard. Bible concepts are very high level and hard to understand, even for adults that are reading the Bible and attending church. Not everybody knows what's actually happening in the Bible, so it's hard for you to translate those concepts over through to 5 and 6 year olds. It's one of the things that I'm really grateful that I've done. It's helped me distill complex subjects so that somebody that's mildly interested in it can understand it. It's one of the reasons that I had a semi-successful career in television, because people didn't understand, firstly, video games, they didn't understand technology, and I was able to distill concepts like, what is Facebook? How does Facebook work? Why should we be concerned with data privacy? All those things that can get quite complex, but that just need like a simpler explanation, something that you can run down into a sentence that people can actually understand and grasp. And it might sound easy, it's actually extremely challenging, and I did it for about 2 years teaching Sunday school. A lot of the big challenges was understanding a concept that maybe I initially didn't quite get, and then working out what the key takeaways are, what the key ways to explain that are going to be to an audience that firstly doesn't necessarily want to hear you. They want to kind of go out and play, but also just so that they can walk away with some kind of valuable understanding. Which brings me down to communication. This all boils down to how we speak to one another in order to understand something. I think a lot of us talk expecting people out there to understand what we have to say, instead of critiquing their own way of delivering an opinion. I would argue that that's about 80% of my job. It might not look it, but it is. I might have to explain a concept like how a CPU works, for instance, in a YouTube video, which in many ways is a very complicated topic. What level do people have to understand about how a CPU works? Because I don't think they need to have a master's degree understanding of how a CPU works. I need to address an audience that is constantly trying to work out what I'm doing and how I do it. So that's why I do a lot of those videos on how to become a YouTube content creator or a gaming content creator. I have to communicate to sponsors and brands what we're doing on the channel. We have to develop reports. I have to explain in pitches and proposals what the business model is over here. I have to give presentations to audiences about many different things. I've consulted at ad agencies about what it means to be a social media influencer, how to functionally and productively work with content creators, how to work in a team with an editor and a producer, because we have those, and I'm gonna be hopefully introducing you to them a little later. All of these things require communication. These are all things that you take for granted every single day. And no matter what medium I'm delivering them on, whether it's on stage, whether it's on TV, whether it's in a YouTube video, I'm communicating something. And I learned all of those skills when I was teaching Sunday school. And it's got me thinking a lot about what it means to be a content creator, because a lot of people want to know the nuts and bolts of it. They want to know how to make a YouTube video in Premiere Pro, or should I use DaVinci Resolve, or what should my export settings be, or what hardware I should be using to encode with, or what camera I should be using to film with. These things are all very important. Don't get me wrong, and I love making videos about them. But I think a lot of people don't address the idea that they need something else under the hood. It's like asking somebody when they are developing a car, like, what finish are the seats, when they don't know how or what is inside the engine. It's just a little bit of food for thought, and I think it brings me back to something that I always get to, and I'm going to be getting to tonight in a real presentation that I'm doing at MWeb with mweb.gg. I'm going to take you guys with me on that. But the idea is that, what are you good at? What is the thing that you can spark interest in? If I'm good at communication or communicating a concept, how do I harness that? How do I sharpen that pencil? If you're good at explaining how computer is put together, for instance, maybe that's something you should be focusing on as a content creator. Or that's the thing that's really helping you excel in your job. Maybe it just means that you're great at client acquisition. I mean, these things seem a little bit high level, but I think it's something that if you're at school, and if you're at varsity, or if you're in the workplace, just kind of having some quiet time with yourself and working out what are you actually good at, how are you contributing in your workspace, and how does that look in other industries and in other fields. Because you might go, I don't love the work that I'm doing now and the experience that I have traditionally. Maybe you're an accountant, but you've got this other buttload of experience in something else and a skill set that's hard to describe, hard to come up with a word for. For me, it was teaching Sunday school for 2 years, and that, without me even thinking about it, has opened up many doors into fields that I didn't realize. What's yours? Okay, let's get ready for mweb.gg. This hoodie isn't fitting me. It's like 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon in Cape Town and there's traffic. There's literal traffic. It's like, this isn't Los Angeles. This is Africa. We're here super early. Nick has kindly opened the doors because Nick, do you work for Imweb? What's going on?
Come on, man. We both used to work for Imweb way back when.
But still.
Now we work with Imweb.
What's happening? Blur out the face. They really kitted up this setup. Check this out. Some MSI PCs, notebooks, the whole two. Lots of games to be played. Oh wow, and here's the auditorium. Frankie's here! And Byron. I'm getting good at this finger thing. It's very hard. It's a pro vlogger trick.
It's flipped around, that's why.
Oh, this is the MWeb Gaming Gathering, and we're here because I'm going to be speaking amongst a whole bunch of really exciting speakers about how to set up a successful YouTube channel. So I'm excited, guys. I'm going up. Guys are coming up. You right behind me.
I got the B-roll cam, dude.
Is that the B-roll cam? Let's see what the B-roll cam can do.
This is literally the last bit of battery that I have.
Is it? Oh, that's so kind.
Period, because I can't charge it anymore, so it's screwed now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I lost the charger, dude.
Yeah. Frankie is going to be getting a new camera tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Let's see what this camera can do in B-roll.
Yeah.
No. Guys, we're on stage and I think everyone just went quiet.
Alright, everybody, welcome to round 2 of the MWeb Gaming Gathering.
It's a wild Gareth.
Gareth. Younger than on social media earlier this week.
Well done, bro.
But as for me, at one point I would like to see how far I can achieve on my channel.
Be social. Doesn't matter where it is. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
I've been involved in a lot of policy and regulatory work, so one of the most recent things that have been had, you've probably heard about gaming addiction, that was classified by the WHO. In ICD-11, I was part of the industry team.
But anyway, I want you to introduce you guys to Glenn ZA, if you guys haven't yet. We go way back. Like
Zoopy days.
Zoopy days.
Zoopy.
Did you?
I did.
Oh yes, when we did the videos together. Yes. I wonder if we still got one of those online.
Imagine.
I hope it's somewhere
Imagine.
online. But anyway, so Glenn and I go way back, and you guys got to go check out Xbox Playdates today on Facebook.
Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, Facebook and Twitter. If you guys got an Xbox and you're finding people to play with, they got a whole bunch of cool stuff that they're doing. So go check them out.
Do it.
Go check them
Do
out.
it.